You ready, Kevin?
You're live.
No.
You're live on.
I'll turn this down. All rise. Councilman Hart, I will have our invitation.
Everybody bow, please. Father, we thank you for the privilege that we have to pray. And thank you for the privilege it is to serve in the town that we serve in. Thank you for all the people that are here and dedication and desire to make our town better. Lord, we pray that you give us wisdom tonight, help us to make decisions that are beneficial to the city, Lord, and help us to make them better our city. We ask for protection, especially for our police officers and those who go out and help protect us. Again, Lord, we just ask that you give us wisdom as we make decisions tonight. These things we ask in your blessings.
Councilman Hughes, lead us in the pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk Faulkner, you have the please.
Steve Arnott.
Here.
Mike Scipio.
Here.
Doug Fleshman.
Here.
Greg Hudson.
Here.
Greg Wolf.
Here.
Connie Thompson.
Present.
Jim Hughes.
Present.
Linda Baldwin.
Here.
Quorum being present, I declare the council meeting of the city of Dunbar on the 17th, 2020 in order. First item on the agenda is the minutes of the August 3rd, 2020 council meeting.
I'd like to make a motion that we accept the minutes as written for the council meeting for August the 3rd, 2020.
I'll second.
There's been a motion by Councilman Fleshman to approve the minutes of the August 3rd, 2020 council meeting as presented, seconded by Councilman Hudson. Any comments or clarifications? Being none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Abstentions? None. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is invoices for approval.
Mr. Chairman, in the finance meeting, we examined the invoices totaling $170,709.98. So we will be paid those invoices.
Second.
There's been a motion by Councilman Hudson to approve payment of invoices in amount of $170,709.98, seconded by Councilman Scipio. Any questions or comments? Being none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Abstentions? None. The motion carries. Next item on the agenda is a resolution approving a budget adjustment. Council, Clerk Faulkner.
Yes, this resolution is resolution number 2 of the general budget to revise and move Department 711, 41,700 out of our police department budget and move it to 711. This is the secretary at the police department usually goes in the 711, for somehow we missed that this time. So this resolution is to make that adjustment and get the state audit's approval.
So moved.
There's been a motion by Councilman Scipio to approve resolution number 2, or I guess budget adjustment number 2 of the city council, approving the transfer of funds from the police department, item 700, to the communications dispatch, item 711. Any questions or comments? Being none, there'll be a roll call vote.
Okay. Steve Arnold,
Yes.
Mike Scipio,
Yes.
Doug Fleshman,
Yes.
Greg Hudson,
Yes.
Greg Wolf,
Yes.
Connie Thompson,
Yes.
Jim Hughes,
Yes.
Linda Bogus.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously. Next item on the agenda is payment to the Kanawha County Commission.
I'd like to make a motion to pay the Kanawha County Commission in the amount of $3,541.13 for expenses related to the 2020 primary election.
Second.
There's been a motion by Councilman Scipio to approve payment to the Kanawha County Commission for expenses related to the 2020 primary election in the amount of $3,541.13. Seconded by Councilman Hudson. Any comments, clarifications? Being none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. Abstentions, none. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is the declaration of the 2005 Chevrolet Impala as excess property.
Make a motion, we declare the 2005 Chevrolet Impala retired police car and scheduled for auction as excess property, and I will not read it again.
Second.
There's been a motion by Councilman Fleshman to declare the 2005 Chevrolet Impala retired police car with VIN number we're not going to read, scheduled for auction as excess property. Was seconded by Councilwoman Thompson. Any comments, clarification? Being none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. Abstentions, none. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is approval to donate the 2005 Chevrolet Impala.
Mayor, I make a motion that we approve to donate the 2005 Chevy Impala retired police car to the town of Glendale.
I'll second.
There's been a motion by Councilman Wolf to approve the donation of the 2005 Chevrolet Impala retired police car to the town of Glendale. Seconded by Councilwoman Aldis. Any further comments or clarifications? Yes, sir.
Moved by Councilman Fletcher. No, Wolf did. Oh.
Great.
I did the one before.
Any questions, comments? Being none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. Abstentions, none. Motion carries. I'll let her know tonight.
Let's make a motion to add an item to the agenda.
Need a second.
I'll second.
Who seconded?
Yeah.
There's been a motion by Councilman Scipio to add an item to the agenda, seconded by Councilman Fleshman. Any comments, questions, concerns? Being none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Abstentions, none. Okay.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the grass cutting contract with. Yeah, let's see. I'll second.
You need to include the dollar amount.
Yeah, I did. I was just trying to figure out how to do it, but it's in my mind.
I didn't do it.
In the amount set by the contract.
To be fair.
I'll make a stand there. There's been a motion by Councilman Scipio. Wait, can I get there?
Yep.
To approve the contract with Brandon Brogan to do grass cutting on various lots in the city of Dunbar, with the pricing ranging from $30 a lot for the Fletcher Avenue to $60 for the remaining lots, except for 16th Street, which is $70 per cutting for the lots. That would come to a total, if we add 105 10th Street, 103 Knox Avenue, that would come to a total of $600 per cutting, with anticipation of up to 2 cuttings per month.
Good job.
Any further questions or comments?
I got a question. Don't you plan to use him just as needed? Or are you planning on giving him the contract to take care of those twice a month?
As it stands right now, he will get the contract to do it twice a month. Now, we can call him and tell him not to show up this week or that week. It's not a fixed thing. So it's kind of an open-ended. Now, if something happens that our crews get freed up, then we can cut him off and our crews can handle it. But it's just a per mowing contract. It's not a guarantee. So many times a month.
He understands that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, when we get ready to get him started, I'll make sure that we have all that in writing. He agrees to those terms.
We put a high avenue on that. I know it's not a line, but it's a street that needs mowed. I'm not thinking it needs to be cut and sprayed. We got a point there.
But if he does these and they free the other
Okay,
guys,
as we discussed in the finance committee meeting, we can negotiate a price for him to do anything outside of what this is. So if we want him to do a remediation mowing that our grass crew can't get to, then yes, we could have this or any other grass remediation order that we needed to do. He can give us a price to do that. Yes, sir.
but if he's doing these, it should bring them up to be able to take care of some of the others, is that correct? No?
They haven't been able to get to these. So
They get to it, but not as often.
maybe once a month when they start becoming a nuisance, but you know, they really need to be maintained. Any further comments? Okay, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Abstentions? None. Motion carries. And I will make sure that I have something written for him to understand what our terms are in doing this. Okay, next on the agenda is the Department heads. Chief Moss.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Everyone's staying busy, don't have anything specific. We've set our test date for October 3rd, which is Saturday. That's in, commissioners are aware of that, and they work with the mayor and clerk to set that date. The applications have to be in by September 17th. We advertised on Indeed, and right now we're probably sitting at about 60 applications. I don't know if Connie can tell you, that's how, if people turn in applications, you don't know until October 3rd how many show up. But right now we're sitting at about 60 from all over the state, a couple from out of state. Some correction officers, a couple of previously certified officers, kind of a mixed gamut of people. So I'm optimistic about it. We'll just move forward with that. If anyone has any questions, I'll take them now.
Chief, is this, I can't remember, are we looking at 2 or 3? Because I know we need 3, but sometimes you can't handle the training for 3, so are you looking, what you're looking at?
We still don't know what the academy looks like as far as their dates. So our mayor and I discussed it, kind of establish a list, and at that time, see what the needs are for the city and see, hopefully get a better answer what the academy's doing.
If we get certified officers already, then that's a blood spread.
That could change. That could change a few things. Obviously, it depends on where they score on the list. You can have wiggle room to get to
Thank you.
it.
Anything else for Chief Moss?
Thank you.
Next, our Chief Thornhill.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. Since I need to touch on it, had a discussion with the Firefighters Civil Service Commission. Our hiring list expired last week. So we started discussions on that. They are supposed to be trying to schedule a meeting and letting me know when that is so that I can, try to be there. And we talked about, how we're going to do that. The physical part of our testing will go on as normal. Do it first. That will eliminate us down to a smaller number after the application process. The written testing, we think we could probably do social distancing, but we're talking a couple months away anyway. But we have to go ahead and move forward with it, even if we get smaller. While we're supposed to have this. Once they have a meeting, once I know when the meeting is, I'll let the mayor know when the meeting is, and we'll go from there, and then there'll probably be a 30-day application process or something before that. So we're still a couple months out before testing or anything happens. But I did start the conversation with the commission, so kind of in their hands at this point. Business inspections, I told you about last time, should finish up this week. See no reason they won't be done this week. A lot of those we were not able to get in, so we weren't able to go in and verify some of those things that we normally do verify on a fire safety inspection. What we were forced to do is call those places, talk through the management, and take their word on some things, in hopes that by next year we'll be able to get back in there. But at least we are making voice contact in cases where we couldn't physically get in because the building is closed or whatever. Majority of them we were able to get in. There are some that are just shut down. So did the best we could with it. I'll have those totals for you maybe by the next meeting of what we ran across. Only other thing I have is fire prevention. In talking with the schools, and you all see the same thing I see, I don't know that school will ever be open. I don't know. I'm sure we all have a different opinion. I'm going ahead and planning through the process that we do. We take out monies through city businesses and donors. That money doesn't come to the fire department, it goes to the National Fire Safety Council. They tell me how much money we have. I sit down, we pick out the materials for the grades, usually preschool through second grade, we focus on that. I've already been in contact with them. Most of the money has been taken up, and should be getting our order made this week. But my plan is, in a worst case scenario, we can distribute this stuff to the principal and the teachers and let them give it out in the classrooms. The fire department will not be going into those classrooms this year. Will not be going where we bring 50+ kids into the firehouse this year. I'm not comfortable with that. So we're going to do it. We're just going to do it a little bit different. Materials will get into the kids, and I'm even going to hold some of that back to the homeschoolers, and if we get put on lockdowns, we'll make arrangements where parents can come to the fire station. We can still get as much of this information into the parents' hands or the teachers' hands on the regular. So it's a little bit of headache, working on it. We are going forward one way or the other. That's all I have, and I'll take any more questions.
Two still running?
Yes.
Please,
Or 552, I'm sorry.
please do not put a curse on that.
So far, so good.
Okay, next on the agenda is Public Works Director, Mr. Elliott.
Mayor, Council, thanks for the help with the grass mowing. It is a lot of time off of getting the main streets done. They should be done with Dunbar Avenue by the time this meeting's over, so they stay over to finish it tonight. We're working on the limbs. Again, the limbs are Monday for Ward 1, Tuesday's Ward 2, Wednesday's Ward 3, and last but not least, Ward 4 on Friday. Last Friday, we had 2 people that were just running limbs, but they were answering everything that Madge has for the whole city, picking up furniture, picking up trash, whatever else that needed to be done, because the rest of us was putting out 16 tons of blacktop and 11 yards of concrete up at the city park. So on Fridays, we're kind of tight. You'll have to stick with us. We're trying to keep up with that schedule. Fridays is the only day I have anybody that I can do the blacktopping itself. As you look out here today, Ward 1, we started with Ward 2. It's almost completely done. Well, it is completely done other than Valley Drive and Dutch Hollow. We will be paving that areas on Friday and then jumping over to Ward 1. Ward 1, they started at 10th Street today and went west. They'll finish up in the morning sometime tomorrow from going from the Edward Circle coming back this way, and then they'll move on to Ward 3. After they finish Ward 3, we're going to be needing a lot of help. But Ward 4 is a mess. We're going to try to get the best we can. Other than that, I'll take anybody's questions.
There's a couple up on Grandview. Are you going to make sure you get those?
Yes, we'll get them. They're going to go out after they get done with that real quick and get the little incline there on Dutch Hall Road and Stewart. I know they're state roads, but there's a few potholes that we can fix real quick and get them done. And then they're going straight up Valley Drive and then up to Grandview and all that. And Hillview up to the edge of the cemetery.
No, they haven't done that Myers Avenue yet.
They have done some of Myers Avenue. They haven't finished Myers.
Okay.
Next, Senator Ford, Mr. Bernstein.
Mayor, Council, I don't really have a lot tonight. Tell you, Matt's back to work. He started back today, light duty, no lifting, but he had a ton of paperwork like this to get done, so he's working on that. Our intentions are right after Labor Day. I've got a couple vacations and we're going to be kind of short-handed, but we've got our permits and approval to do the overflow line on the interstate up there. We just have to give 48-hour notice, and our intentions are to start that right after Labor Day. So we're staying busy trying to keep everything going, and I'll take any questions.
Okay. Building Inspector, Mr. Leishman.
Thank you, Mayor, Council.
I just came back off vacation today. Surprisingly, I only had 7 messages on my machines. Unheard of. I get more than half a day. They worked on the pool while I was gone. Not completely wrapped up, getting closer. Councilman Skippy will be happy to know that I've got some of the vehicles out on the website for sale. We're still hunting down information on the other ones to do. We'll get that out there. I run them for a month. Nobody ever bid them for like the last 3 days, but it gives me time to do it. The grass mowing thing will really help out on a lot of properties we have, some of the junk properties we're getting. I should have deeds to 2 more properties. We'll need to mow probably, hopefully this week. And we're also getting the deed to some property that joins City Park down in that valley that will make so the whole area in there.
That's one from burnout.
No, it goes right up to that. There's a parcel between Burnt Place and our road, basically where our stops. It's useless property that we are. There doesn't get either. Went by Midway today. It's not pretty, but it's not as bad as normal. So it might be sinking. Greg and I discussed a couple other problem properties. For some reason, people just seem to stop mowing their yards this year. I'm not really sure what it is. If anybody's got any issues in their ward, let me know. We did lose Belfour, who I used to board up houses. They were out of business in this area. They're a national company. Apparently, this market wasn't generating enough revenue to make it sustainable. So either that's going to fall back on the beach, YT, or if I can find another business that will do it for a reasonable price. Anybody got a question?
What about the process of the selling of the city properties? Are we going to work on that next?
I was hoping to get that listed before I left. Just it will be done this week. We've got several of them. Yeah, just only so many hours in the day.
But now that you're fine.
House going up to City Park, the steps have been torn out for a long time. They're just laying there. Is that
the one with the tree laying on?
Yeah, and the whole, well, up there toward the whole steps, just they've cut them all up and just need to be hauled off.
It does, but until they move it down to the road, it's not a responsibility to get. We can do a remediation order. I'm not really sure who owns that because a couple that live in South Charleston owned it, but I believe it got sold for taxes. And I don't know if the redemption date is expired yet. So that's kind of in limbo. I'll see what I can do to check into this.
We're back when
I saw that.
It is sold.
It did sell for taxes. Okay.
Yeah, if you remember the guy that lived there before, Adult Protective Services, I think.
This was 2 house stuff.
Okay, 2 houses up.
Yeah. That guy you noticed up there the other day, Greg, when I went by today, he actually started cleaning the place up, tore part of the fence down that was illegal.
No, past the house.
The one going before that one was busted instead. Yeah, all the fence was passed in front of the house illegally. So.
Yeah, I had talked with her last week, and this is the lady.
Any other questions?
Ohio and 16th Street. Did you see him today cleaning? What about yesterday? She gave it cleaned.
She just made you number 1.
I spoke with her today, and when I actually went by there on the way over here. They were actually cleaning. I went around and showed her what had to be done.
Well, I'm not familiar with this.
It's the place right there beside of the cleaners. They got a right behind.
South on 16 from
They got a table out in front of their on the driveway, whatever it is.
They got a ton of stuff found on the neighbor's fence, so they get back here. He's complaining about that.
Starting to move the fence down.
Oh, that's 15-15, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I thought that stuff had to be moved.
I thought
All
about
that
it.
trash on the side, had to go, had to be in cans next time. And that table needed to go.
If you get me, I represent the lady who's financing that house. And if you give me notice the problem, I can send that to her and her also the restaurant.
Okay.
She lives in Hawaii. I like She's not
Personally?
No, you do not have an expense.
I think it needs to be handled differently.
Well, that falls under my department. That's likely.
Okay, Mr. Jones.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. COVID-19 spraying still going on except for today. When I got in, come to find out Alex took off and Abby broke her foot. Not on work. We're good with that. Alex's last day is Thursday, so I'll put that up between my meeting on Frank to have on the weekend to make sure spraying keeps going on. Sprinkler Park's still up and going. Out of all the days we've had, we only had to shut down one day, and that was last Saturday. But it was raining. Y'all see the wine still race, so we get stuff going through it. I'm checking the website daily for people signing in. All the letters are out, just waiting for people to contact me back and send the forms in. Frank got the snapper fixed today, where the bolts broke off and broke inside the old case. We had to get them out, turn cases in and everything. Running good, he souped it up a tad bit. But other than that, that's what's going on.
How many racers do you usually have?
Anywhere really, the past years used to be like anywhere from 65 to 75. About 10 years ago, it topped that over 101, and it's kind of really declined. A lot of the dedicated runners from this race that started 40 some years ago have passed. 14 run the 10K report. We brought the 5K in. Most of the 5Kers are military people still. So, trying to get it in both ways. A lot of people didn't want me to get rid of the 10K. So they love it. It's one of the very few around. Like, we bring the 5K and probably we'll end up after certain more years, we'll probably just end up getting 5K.
I have issued an invitation to the National Guard group down at, behind the rec center, to have them get a unit to run in the race and to challenge some of the other National Guard units in and around the valley and see if they can, I don't know how that's going to pan out with everything that they're doing with COVID-19 and everything, but I have talked to the colonel down there, and he seemed like he was interested, but we'll have to check and see what the schedule was with everybody before we can get it together. I think it'd be an awesome thing.
It's something we can still do.
I need to talk to Steve before he leaves.
I'm not leaving.
Oh, okay. I promise, though.
I gotta stand because of my side. Go ahead.
Okay. All right, it's something totally different after we get finished here. Okay. Anything else for the department heads?
I just have one question for Bud. How much is that weed eat?
Or as much as the purchase.
Okay.
You're about
And I
right.
had to buy the steel wool with it or not, it's voids of warranty.
It does, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll start, Steve this time.
Okay. Just, one thing I want to share with you, this Sunday evening at our church, Roxley Gospel Tabernacle, new church up across from the fire department, we're having a law enforcement appreciation service. We've sent out the personal invitation to all the police officers in Dunbar, and there's a couple officers in our church. Certainly like to invite anybody to come out and join us for that. We just want to recognize our police officers with all this crazy things going on with defunding the police and rioting and everything. We wanted to show our policemen in Dunbar that we appreciate them, giving us service. Got a little gift for them. I'd like to invite anyone here that would like to come out and serve. Maybe at 6 o'clock. It's our new church. We have parking lots all Steel Street. If you come, you can come in either doors. We are taking temperatures and wearing masks when we come in, so if you would be there, once you get seated and properly spaced, you can take them off. We'd like to invite you to come out. We just want to recognize our policemen and thank them for the job that they do.
Pardon? Sunday evening, 6 o'clock. Yes.
I just like to thank all the city employees, department heads, and everybody for the job they continue to do. That's all.
Thank the fire department for yesterday along with South Charleston. That fire on Payne Avenue. People, their lives saved, of course, most important, and also some pets as well. And also Saturday, the police chief here also department got some Facebook up for a good thing. It's a pretty nice situation over Dunbar Avenue. Your guys de-escalated pretty quick, so thanks to those two departments, and also condolences to Bub's family. It is very close family. That's all.
Have nothing to say.
Mr. Jim?
Just a general comment. We paid the invoice to the Canal County Commission for the election, and it was only $3,500. And in the past, we spent between between 35 and 40,000 per lunch. So that's a huge savings, hooking up with the Canal County Commission and doing it this way. But I agree with the mayor and his votes. Possibly, maybe looking at possibly going to just one election instead of two on the Girl Islands the next time. But it's a huge savings where we did agree to and go forward with hooking up with the general and the national election.
I'm good.
Anything else for the good of the order?
Nothing from you?
I love all of you. Appreciate you. You make my job easy.
Mr. Mayor, for the good of the order, if there's no other city business, I move that we adjourn this meeting.
Second.
Wait,